Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm between Jason, my brother. How you doing? Fred, how you doing, sir?
Pretty good.
Good. How are you two gentlemen?
Right on.
Fantastic.
Doing good. Just surviving the cicada invasion of 2024.
They are bad. They are nasty. They are
Dude, three of
nasty.
them bounced off my head the other, like 12 of them, like
So
flew
you
at me.
guys,
Like,
you got it bad up there. I've seen one down here.
oh yeah,
Yeah, I guess we're not
Yeah.
getting it.
Today,
Right.
especially, they were nasty. Nasty.
Wow.
nice,
Well, good.
nice,
Keeping
nice,
it there.
nice. So let's bring in our brother from another mother, Mr. Robert Armstrong. How are you, buddy?
Hola. We're not
Robert?
having any cicadas here at all.
Yeah. Here.
No, I think it's because we're on the island and the island is 90% sand. So maybe because they dig down for 17 years.
Right.
So they just
Sand.
can't climb. They just can't climb up out of the sand.
Right. Absolutely.
Or they were never there to begin with. Maybe.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
Yeah. So our guest we have covered a couple of times before. I'm really excited. That was funny because we covered it, and then I talked to Rob, and you had shot them that night, I think, or
Yeah,
the night
Sony
before.
Hall.
Yeah.
Right.
But Fred, you want to go ahead and introduce our guest?
Sure. Tonight we have the hard rocking band from New York City. Well, not New York City, but New York. Holy Mother. You've got two of the members joining us tonight, vocalist Mike Torelli and guitarist Mickey Licks. And their latest release is set for release tomorrow. It's called Rise on Massacre Records. And Vince had mentioned we covered a couple of their songs already on Metal Monday and Tunage. And they do have a connection with the pop band The Carpenters, which we have to find out about that a little bit later. But let's please welcome to Creativity Talking, Mike Torelli and Mickey Licks.
What's
How's
up,
it
guys?
going?
Hey guys, how you
Hi,
doing,
guys.
Robert? It's good to see Robert again. I didn't notice him right away, but how are you, Robert?
I'm good, Mike. How are you?
Good, man.
Absolutely. Yeah. So in the search for me, like basically our show, we search for new music, guitar based, whether it's new to us or if it's brand new. So I go on these deep dives and find this stuff. And, we covered you guys the first time and we're like, oh, great. You guys are fantastic. And your videos are really good. I know people don't have a lot of budgets for it, but you use your dollars very wisely in your video. I come from a film background, production. Jason here was an audio engineer, recorded Black Sabbath Live, Whitney Houston, I'll Always Love You.
Wow.
So we appreciate it from a
long time ago.
different view. We're not just fans, basically. You know what I mean? We understand what it takes, and you guys, are packaged really well.
Stuff looks great. Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's a great compliment. We appreciate that, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure Mickey as well.
Yeah. And also too, because while I'm doing this, if I see your band pop up, well, the band I was going to listen to has to wait.
That's a good sign.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Holy Mother break. But yeah, so Rob.
Yes, sir.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself real quick and how you came about to shoot Holy Mother, and you photographed them a couple of times.
I actually photographed Mickey with his band when they were a trio. And Mickey, I don't know if you guys know, he's from the School of Rock, right, Mickey?
Yeah, I started out in the School Rock system.
Yeah, as well as your bass player and your drummer at the time. I forget their names now, but the drummer is now with you guys with Holy Mother, right?
Yes.
That's Steve McQueen.
Steve McQueen.
Right on. What a great name.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, but I started I started photographing Mickey and his band, and then his father reached out to me and said that he was going to be with Mike and Holy Mother, and he wanted me to come out and shoot them. So that's how I kind of connected with Holy Mother, and it kind of went from there. So anything that popped up, it's kind of like maybe you might want to check these guys out.
Yeah.
So.
Thank you, Robert.
Oh, absolutely.
How'd you enjoy the show?
Dude, you know what? I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. I was not expecting a full capacity for the opening band. I mean, you usually go to a high open
Headline.
tongue-tied headliner,
Right.
and people are still coming in. But when you guys, it was sold out before you guys even hit the stage. I mean, the full capacity. I was kind of like beyond impressed.
You
And
know,
it's just,
it's funny you say that because Mickey can attest to this as well. It's usually not like that in the States. In all the interviews that we've been doing, we've been talking about that. When we were just on tour with Doro in Germany,
Oh, nice.
we were direct support, just us and Doro, and it was sold out, doors shut when we went on. 2,000 people, shoulder to shoulder. It was amazing, and it actually was the same thing with Zebra. It was really appreciative, I tell you, because I was thinking the same thing.
yeah, it was great. I mean, I took my spot and I was able to get a good spot for you to shoot you guys from. But yeah, I was like looking out into the hall or into the room, and I'm just like, man, it's like this is great. This is something special. You know, you just when you see that, you know, you got something there.
Yeah, and the pictures were brilliant, by the way. I gotta.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you.
Very great.
You made us look really good.
I was just highlighting you guys.
Yeah, they were really good, by the way.
Thank you, sir.
Well, you know, Mike, the first it was funny for me because the first time I heard you sing was I ran across a Band Geek video with Richie Castellano. I think you were doing a Dio tune. And
Yeah,
I was blown away. I'm like, oh my God, this guy's voice, you know? And later on, you know, when we covered Holy Mother on Tunage, I was like, I'm looking, I go, I know that guy from somewhere. And then I put it together. I was like,
yeah. Richie. I actually did 3 songs with Richie. Did "To Be With You," Mr. Big,
okay.
and "Children of the Sea" by Dio Black Sabbath, and I did "Here I Go Again." And actually, "Here I Go Again" got more views. It's like up to like 1.5 million. Children of the Sea had like 340,000.
Yeah.
To Be With You is about the same. But then just recently on Ronnie's death, 14 years since his death, which is about 2 weeks ago,
Yeah.
my wife edited that Children of the Sea video and reposted it on Reels. And now it's just in 2 weeks up to just about 600,000 views in 2 weeks.
Nice.
And it's helping out with the Jeremiah video that we edited as well.
Mhm.
You know, people are starting to hear, you know, what I did and, you know,
And
relating it to Holy Mother, which is the
Right.
trick, you know?
yeah,
So-
yeah, they go looking, you know, for more stuff by you, and then you know, that's great. Yeah.
So let's hope it's a big turnout per se. Tomorrow is the release of the album,
Mhm.
June 7th. We released 2 singles so far. Fire is the first one, and then Jeremiah.
Yeah.
And there it is. I see it. What a brilliant cover too there, Mick.
Oh my God,
And
man.
Michael Lusso.
Yeah.
Just amazing artwork.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Look at that. And they soon will be taking over.
I hope
Yeah.
so.
I was
Right.
jamming Fire at work today, as a matter of fact. So
Oh,
It's
yeah.
actually just came in the mail.
Oh,
Oh,
cool.
Hey.
It's got
Right
the
on,
same
man.
stuff on it, so it's reflecting.
God, I'm so glad vinyl. I'm so glad vinyl's back. I love
Oh, I know,
vinyl.
Isn't
yeah.
that cool?
Is hold on. There's Torelli's beautiful face.
Nice.
That H.E. Geiger inspired.
I just got to make it louder.
But
Does
I
this
wanted
thing go on
to,
11 or what?
Is this song going on 11?
does this go to 11?
Yeah, exactly. Is this given to 11?
You're
Yeah, I wanna
supposed to make
say,
Stonehenge. We did.
Before I forget, Mike, I want to wish you a happy belated birthday. What, about
Oh,
7
thank you
days
very
ago?
Thank you.
And I hope you don't mind me mentioning this, but you are a stomach cancer survivor. Applaud you. It's
Cool.
amazing.
But thank you.
Amazing. And I was so glad when I read that you know you beat that. That's so awesome. Now
Yeah.
you said you covered Dio, Eric Martin, Mr. Big, and Coverdale, which are 3 pretty top-notch
heavyweights.
vocalists. Did you find any one of them more difficult to cover than the other one?
Dio is a lot easier for me. Coverdale is about the same with the Dio. They're pretty similar the way the placement, I would say, maybe compression of the way they use their voice. Eric Martin, the same. I mean, I never really sang too much from Mr. Big, though. So I guess Eric Martin was a little more difficult. When Richie called me, he's like, I want you to do, I can see you doing To Be With You. Yeah, that's your kind of voice. And I said, yeah, I think you're right. Let me get a swing at it. So, I kind of honed in on it, listened to it a lot just to make sure I could do it as good as I can. And it came out really good. But, you got to give props to the band. I mean, Richie's band and himself is just, phenomenal, musicians and singers. And
Absolutely. So
he's the MD of Blue Oyster Cult.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's got rights with them now. So he's a big part of Blue Oyster Cult. Big time.
Yeah, when we had Rudy Sarzo on a couple months ago, we were talking. I had no idea he played with Blue Oyster Cult.
Oh, yes, he did. Right.
I probably it's one of those things I probably heard about, but just didn't register. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, but Blue Oyster Cult, man, they just came out with their last album. They said it's their last album, but pretty interesting. I guess there was a bunch of stuff in there that wasn't quite done, and they pinched and prodded a little bit, and then a lot of stuff that was from the vault, and they just put it out finally.
Yeah. I haven't talked to Richie in a while. He's out with John Anderson from.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Yes.
Because you know why? They did some Yes songs on Band Geek, and John Anderson saw it. He's like, "What? Who is this guy?" He's like, "You know what? It's a great gig. Man. Let's get these guys, Richie and the guys, and let's go out. The Band Geeks go out with John Anderson and do
That's
Yes."
awesome.
I mean, it's not easy to play, man.
Yeah, I read that. I read that the other day, and I was like, "Oh my god!" It's pretty amazing.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so the history of Holy Mother. So you guys started in the late 90s, correct?
94.
Yes. Kind of 94. I think the first release is 95. It was more of a rock record. It didn't have that much success until the next album, when the record company says, "You got to be really heavy." Really? Yes. So we came out with Toxic Rain, and that was the banger. People loved it over in Europe.
Yeah.
Heavy, like thrashy, thrashy.
Yeah.
Mickey loves to play that shit. His head, Mickey's neck. He's got like the next day he's in bed in like traction.
Yeah.
Oh, I have to use a heating pad. That's not even a joke. After the fire video, I needed a heating pad for like 2 or 3 days. Because it was just take after take after take of just throwing my head around. I was just like, oh my god. Right. Even when we're on the road, it gets tough because I feel my neck get really sore between shows. Yeah. But after a couple shows, it kind of just, my neck gets used to it. but I give myself whiplash because of this.
But Mickey is trying to get me to do the same thing he's doing, right? In the beginning, and some of the songs.
I brought my extra heating pad.
It's so funny. I'm telling you, it's so funny. But it's so fun playing with Mickey because Mickey, like, gets me excited. I'm like,
right.
There's a lot of energy on this stage for sure.
Yeah, I love what Mick does, and it's great. We just the bass player we're using now is who's been in the band here and there. He lives in England, Wayne Banks. Oh. And he does all the European stuff. So both of them together are just sick.
So how did you two hook up? I mean, did
me and Mick?
Yeah.
Me and Mick. Actually, I tell this all the been saying this all the time in another interview we did today. I met Mick, actually. I saw a poster at a local music store in Patchogue, in the town that I live in. And I walk in, I go, who the hell is this kid? He's on the poster with the guitar. It looked like Jakey Lee meets, I don't know, maybe someone from the band Poison or some shit. I don't know. So I'm like, who is this kid? I wonder if he can really play, And the
Yeah.
guy at the store is like, "Oh God, this kid can really play. He's in the School of Rock thing or whatever." And I'm like, "Really? Okay, cool." So time goes by, and my wife goes to like a local. There's like a little festival in town,
Yeah.
and she's there, and she sees Mickey on stage, and she's like, she tells me, she calls me, she goes, "This kid Mickey, the guy you were telling me about, kid's amazing. You got to see him." So she filmed him. So that's the first time I saw him play. And then Mickey and Mickey's dad reached out to me. Mickey does his solo stuff. He asked me to come up and do some songs with him.
Yeah.
So that was also a local in a bar in Smithtown. We did some like Priest and White Snake and something else I don't remember. And from there, my other guitar player who played on Face This Burn was actually leaving the band because he's got his own band, Terriginous. And I said, you know what, Greg is great, and we left on great terms, I should say.
Yeah.
But I didn't feel he was the right fit for the band, so I was kind of really happy about it, I should say.
Mhm.
And then I approached Mick, and Mick's dad is a big supporter of Mickey, which makes it great
Yeah,
for Mick.
cool.
Right.
He's a guitar player as well. He's a shredder, I should say, as well.
I heard he was too. I never heard him though.
Yeah. So his dad knew who I was, and when I asked Mickey and he says they were excited. They said, "Yeah, it's a great thing." So the rest is history. We've
Yeah, there
already
you
played how many countries together? 8, 10 already.
In more than I think 12 or 13.
go.
12 and
Nice.
13. Who's counting?
No, but just to attest to what Mike's been saying, no, it was like it really is just like the offer of a lifetime. And I'm very thankful at this point because I've met so many great people. We've gotten to play so many great things, and it was funny. I was thinking to myself the other day. I was like, if I could plot out on like a chart every musician I've ever played with and who's my favorite to play with, I have to say everyone in Holy Mother right now is my top. My favorite singer that I've ever been on the stage with is Mike.
He's
My
got
favorite
his
bass player
fame.
that I've ever played with is Wayne. My favorite drummer I've ever played with is Steve. So it's just like I kind of have like the ultimate. I'm just like, this is like great.
Yeah.
Like if we just go on stage and we kill it every night. So that's why it's fun to be on the road with this project.
Nice.
It's fun to do what we do because not only do we believe in the music, it's we're having fun at the end of the day. It's like a family, and I think that's first and foremost over pretty much everything else.
Yeah, it's very important when you're. Other people told me who very experienced and always on the road. The most important thing is you gotta be able to get along. I mean, everyone in this band is just we have so much fun. That's the thing. I mean, you can't have people fighting on the road. I mean,
Totally.
tough.
Gotta
gig.
live together, right? So
Yeah, we live together, and it's we've done such a lot of good things. So I'm thankful as well. And you know what? Like Mick said, this album, I believe in this album more so than anything I've ever done on the original as an original artist. I mean, I really put my heart and soul into this, and I believe in it. I really believe this can really advance because the music I believe is really, really good. And so far the reviews have been, amazing. I mean, people say, yeah, the Elevator is so good. Fire, I love that. I love Power. I love Jeremiah. Jeremiah's my favorite. And then all of a sudden, the last two things I read, all of a sudden the Encore, Rain. It's a very symphonic ballad, heavy ballad. And people like, that's my favorite song on the album. So you know what? When it's spread out like that, I know I have a good product,
Right. Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
absolutely.
last summer you guys did a couple of outdoor fests over in Europe. What outdoor fests you have this year over there?
Well, last year we played Headbangers Open Air.
Yep,
And then
that's
we
right.
played Wacken as well. We weren't on the main stage this year. It was a last minute thing. But yes, we played those two festivals. This year we're playing the Barbuque. I forgot how to say it now.
Barbuque, I think.
Barbuque.
Yeah.
It's French. I just did an ad for it, and I don't remember. Anyway, so we're playing a festival, Barbuque, in France. And then we got
I do have my passport.
You do?
You need,
All right.
you need a photographer.
You know what? I might take you up on that. I'll tell you, man, because I think the pictures that you took, Rob, were amazing.
Stop it.
They were. They really were.
You're making
right?
him blush.
I know it.
Then we have the Doro tour in December again.
Nice.
Oh, excellent.
Dude, I love Dora Pesh, man.
Yeah.
Oh, she's
Did I-
amazing.
When I don't know, we didn't tell you guys. Vince and I are old college roommates from like 150 years ago.
Yeah, and Rob as well.
Rob, yeah, the three of us.
So us
That's
three
where
have
we all
known
met.
each other since college. Yeah,
Wow.
Yeah, 1990.
yeah,
Yeah,
What college you go to?
the Art Institute of Fort Lauderdale.
yeah. We went for audio engineering and television engineering.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
But the Fort Lauderdale Strip back in the day with all the old clubs, and I went and saw Doro at Summers on the Beach. I think it was. Was it?
Yeah,
Does it
Summers
sound
on-
right, Rob? Summers, right? They had shows.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, what a great. I mean, that was when Triumph and Agony, I think she was touring that one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
You know, it's strange that we've been touring. We're doing another tour, but I toured with Doro 2002 with a German band that I've been in called Messiah's Kiss.
Oh,
And yeah, that was it was funny because, make a long story short, they were fans of Holy Mother, and they bought all the CDs. And the drummer Eddie is the leader of the band. He contacted me like 4 or 5 times. We want you to sing on our album. Blah 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 blah. They were a local band from Germany
Yeah.
that never had a record deal.
oh.
So they reached out to me. Finally, I'm like, I listened to the stuff. I'm like, it's kind of good music. You know what? I'll go to Germany. I'll record the vocals in
Yeah.
a studio where Holy Mother recorded Toxic Rain and Criminal Afterlife. I was good friends with the guy who owned it, Detlef Mormon. He's the greatest guy in the world. I love this guy. He's still very tight with him. So I said, you know what? I'll go over and see Detlef, and I'll do all the vocals, and I'll get paid and see what happens.
Right.
So again, I go over, I record the album, and I was being managed by this guy, Rana Hansel. And Holy Mother was coming out with Agoraphobia at the time. I was having some problems with the production and all that. He comes in the studio and he hears Messiah's Kiss, and he's like, that's it, I'm sold on this band. He goes, I'm going to manage both bands. So the album comes out. It's on SPV. The first show of the band on the main stage, I'm not kidding, was Wacken Open Air. The first show. You're kidding me.
Wow.
Yeah. And all of a sudden, I'm like, wow. So we got a record deal. I guess
Playing
it was
Wacken.
Yeah.
So, and then we're in the back after the show, and then they're announcing that we're going out on tour with Doro. And it was 34 dates with her.
Wow.
Sick. Yeah, it was
Nice.
great.
That
So
was
I went
like
to
that
a lot
went
of
0 to 60, right? I mean,
Say what?
I said that went 0 to 60 pretty fast, right? That whole deal.
Oh, and it's funny because that's why I've been divorced so many times. Always,
Yeah. Well, sorry, babe, I gotta go.
Yeah.
I know, but and the worst part about this whole thing, this is how, Mickey, this is how I met Wayne Banks. We got like 34 shows. So we play now remember that these German guys weren't named, they just named the band Messiah's Kiss. Now they got a record deal, SPV. They got this big tour, and they had the band together for 15 years before I got in the band.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they were like a local band. Now the bass player, Ronnie Hansel's watching the band. On the third show of the tour, Ron is like, you got to get rid of that bass player. He's terrible. I felt so bad. We had to fire the guy. And the guy's
Wow.
dream, it was his dream to go on tour and play in front of sold out shows. And so whatever, that's when he called in, he contacted Andy Sneap.
Yeah.
Andy Sneap recommended Wayne Banks. So all of a sudden this English guy comes in. I was happy because they're all German guys. I'm the only guy who's really, obviously an English guy, but
Right.
States. So me and Wayne hit it off very, very well. And from there on, I mean, he was in Messiah's Kiss, and he's recorded a lot of Holy Mother tracks as well.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's the history of Wayne Banks there, Mickey boy.
Wow. So those guys, they already had the deal with SPV when you went over to track your vocals?
No.
Okay.
Not at all. Rhino was managing me personally.
Oh,
I was in and out of the business. Like it was just, I was married. I had a lot of things going. You're trying to make a living. I think I was 30 or something. And Ron was managing me personally, and I recorded the album. He heard it. He took it to SPV Steamhammer. They signed it right away. And these guys are like, holy shit, we got him in the band. We got a record deal. We're going on tour.
they won the lottery.
So it was great. It was great.
Yeah.
But the reason why that band never went any further is because these guys didn't want to tour. They had the best tour. Then they had an opportunity to tour with Testament, and the drummer really ran the band. I found this out later on.
Yeah,
He didn't want to go out with Testament. He had like this big business. His family had a business. He was making a ton of money. I'm like, but that kind of didn't help the band at all. And we had the opportunity to go out with Dio.
wow. Man.
Yeah, with the Lock Up Your Wolves, I think it was.
Yeah, Lock Up the Wolves. Yeah.
I think it was the Lock Up the Wolves tour. So that got squashed. I didn't find this out until later on, like 10 years later. I mean, I'm like, oh, shit. Anyway.
So, despite all that, could this band have been big had they had more focus? Could they have really gone on?
Well, I think besides Kiss, yes. But Holy Mother, the only reason why Holy Mother is not where it is right now, because I took off 18, 19 years.
Yeah.
That's it. And then I released Face This Burn. I mean, you need momentum. I mean, I don't care who you are. If you're any band, you lay off, you have an album successful, then you don't show up for 19 years.
Yeah, that's
You lose.
Yeah.
And that was the height of social media.
Right.
That's why Holy Mother's now gaining the social media likes. But you know what? That was the prime time. By now, we would have hundreds and hundreds of thousands of followers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the bad thing about the internet is everyone can put their music out, but the great thing is everyone can get their music out there and be heard.
Right.
Back in not selling vinyl out of the back of the trunk and like in the old days, hey,
Come here.
Yep. I remember those days, man.
Yeah.
But
Well, I mean,
is there a concept behind the new album, or what was the writings? Was there a writing strategy behind this album, or just what was coming out?
Pretty much what was coming out as far as lyrically. I mean, a lot of our songs are about, Jeremiah is just really about like a swindler, a guy, you see, especially on the internet now, everyone's selling something. Everyone believes this guy. I'm getting up to here with it. But
yeah.
I actually got involved in a Ponzi scheme about 16 years ago. I lost a lot of money. And that was also related to the Ponzi scheme. I lost a lot of money. This guy was so convincing. All my friends were involved, and we lost a lot of money, So that's the Jeremiah being a bad man. That's the bad man right there.
No.
So now, Mike, a lot of the tunes, did you guys write together as a band, or do you pretty much do most of the writing and then take things? What's the process like within Holy Mother?
Usually it was me and Jim Harris, who's not in the band anymore. He retired. He does not like the business, and I don't blame him. He got fed up with the business. But yes, basically, before Mickey came in halfway through the writing, but Mickey did play on the album though. Basically, I play guitar. I write a lot of drum parts and a lot of grooves. I play the bass, and I write a lot of the melodies and stuff like that. And Jim would help me with lyrics. Jim was very brilliant with lyrics. But that's basically the process. On this new album, I want to get Mickey and Steve McQueen more involved, because I know they can bring a new element, to the band. But I do want to stick to the same outline, because I know that this album, I think I finally found a niche, I should say.
Yeah.
Right on. So is this album inspired at all by the plague that just happened?
Not really. No,
No? Interesting.
did a lot of work during the pandemic. I'm always writing anyway. I got my probably 60 songs on my hard drive, and but basically no, a lot of stuff. Yeah, work got done. I think that was what 20. So I think
Faceless Bird.
yeah, Faceless Burn came out then.
And so, how did you guys deal with the plague during that time? You know,
What do you think?
What's your takeaway from what did you learn? You know, what did you artistically, did you learn anything during that time?
Mick?
Hard
You
to
want me to
dig,
start?
right?
Yeah. Good. Did you?
Well, for me, it was, I think people either thrived or hated it.
Right.
For me,
Exactly.
I'm at heart more of an introvert, so it wasn't a nightmare for me. There were times where I was like, all right, I can't do this anymore. But
Right.
I got a lot of practice time in during those days. So, I am thankful for it in a sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just hoping there's going to be just like this flood that's going to start coming out of just great creative works that were done during that time.
Oh yeah.
As they figure it out,
Yeah, a lot of bands got back together from back then or whatever.
Yeah.
It's got its good positives, and of course there's a lot of negatives of keeping people in your house.
Right.
Yeah.
As far as like from a creative standpoint, it was interesting. People who maybe wanted to write that book they never wrote the book.
True.
Yeah.
People, like that kind of thing. Their guitar sales are up 58%.
Yeah.
Really, that's a good thing.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And sales in guitar-based music is up 59%.
That's even better.
Exactly.
Because a lot of people weren't playing guitar; they're just like buying loops. So it's like, come on,
Yeah.
that gets to me. I mean, if you're a real musician, whether and you use technology, is great. I use it. We all use it, but
Right.
you got to use it with taste. I mean, you get an idea from a loop, that's great. But there's musicians that aren't musicians that are sounding sonically like as good as anything that has ever happened because of technology, and that's just not fair game. But I guess it ain't a game. Music is, I don't know what you want to call it anymore.
Right.
Right. Yeah, you don't get gold tokens for, pressing a couple buttons in a sequence that I don't care.
But I mean, now there's people. I mean, there's both kinds of people. There's people that just they hear the music back there, and then there's people like us that I mean, it's really what we do. It's what we love. So that's the people like you're talking about, Mike. They always kind of, you can tell the difference. You know what I mean? You can tell when there's soul in it and when there's not. So.
It's funny because when a lot of the pop music or everything in pop, and even some of the newer metal bands, stuff like Octane, the newer hard rock, it's the vocals are always pretty hard auto-tuned, which is kind of good. I mean, it sounds good sometimes. I like it, but it's weird. When it first came out, I was like, whoa, like I'm talking like 15, 20 years ago, at least, when you heard like auto-tuned voices. And like, wow, it was weird to my ear. I'm like, wait, that sounds weird, but I didn't know auto-tune then.
Well, it was, yeah.
When Cher used it.
Well, Cher was upset about it, but it was used in a good way. It's a dance song. It sounded
That's
great.
before your time, Mickey.
Sure. Yeah.
Right.
But
That's
not
before your time,
metal,
Mickey.
That's just odd, Yeah, I don't understand the whole. Like, there's this guy. He's a musician, rapper, songwriter, and I'm talking like hey, check out my new track. I'm like, dude, why are you using auto tune? You have perfect pitch.
Oh yeah, that's a waste, right?
Like you can sing anything, man. Like, what are you doing? Oh well, that's what I'm like.
It's because this generation
Right.
only can relate to that because it sounds normal to them. Everything is like, there's so many good singers out there. I mean, I can name a lot of them. They got great pitch and they just use it as the effect. It's
Right.
bam,
Yeah.
Trend.
Yeah.
Just trying.
Weird. Like, why would you want to decrease your talent? You know what I mean?
It takes away some of the soul, the feel of the vocal, definitely. I mean, if you're going to use auto tune, use it on a note that you think is like it's still in tune, but maybe you want to maybe sharpen it up a little bit. I mean, I'm definitely not against that. It's technology, but not when they take the whole thing 100% across the board and then they straighten it. You know, everyone doing that? Come on.
Yeah,
You know?
I think it's old.
Drake does it good. Let him do it. He's good at it.
Exactly.
I love it.
I don't know who that is.
I've heard the name, but I couldn't name a tune.
Don't worry about it. You don't want to hear it.
Drake is not a hotel.
So, did you guys record the record in the States, or were you in Europe for that?
We actually recorded it all in our own studios, and then I had Ray Marte. He's in a band called Moontooth. He's the drummer. He mixed it.
Oh yeah.
Right here in Long Island. But I also had on the elevator. I used this guy Stefan Liebling from Germany. He was actually in Primal Fear at one time. The band Primal Fear.
Oh yeah.
Right on.
And he fixed the elevator. He did a great job. He wasn't sure in the beginning what we were looking for. It took a little while, but nailed it. He did a great job. And then I wanted to be a little more hands-on with the mix. He's in Germany. I'm like going back and forth, and the guy was great. Anytime I ever texted him or the guy was, I don't care what time it was, 6 hours ahead. The guy was like right on it. I'm like, this guy's amazing. But nothing like having someone mixing the album that's 25 minutes away from where I live.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
Yeah. He did his mix. Then I went in the studio, and it made a big difference because again, what we're looking for, what I wanted, Mickey's solos to sound a little bit more prominent, you know, and this and that. And one good thing I'll tell you, Ray has always got my vocals sounding amazing. So I'm like, at least my vocals definitely sound
right
in the sound, you know?
Yeah.
Nick from Moontooth was my guitar teacher.
Oh, Nick Lee?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Nick is amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm glad he pulled out of his little incident that he had a couple of years ago, though.
Yeah, I don't know how good he's doing still. He went on tour, guys, and he had some incidents, man. He's not still not right. He's the guitar player in Riot all these years. Prodigy, Mike Flint's from Guitar Masters School. He taught there. And Mike, Mike and him are both Mike Flint is in Riot.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Great guitarist, though.
Yeah, he's great.
Mickey, how did you start with guitar? Was it did someone gift one to you? Did you snag one?
His dad was a shredder.
A sibling have one? How did that all?
Yeah. So
he had 50 of them on the wall. Show him.
Yeah, you can see on this wall. I got a couple. I got a couple on this wall. But
nice.
So yeah, I mean, in the 90s, my dad owned a guitar store on the island that was pretty successful. And then he closed it and went on. he got some other job opportunities, but he always had guitars around. And when I was born, as I got older, I always loved music. I always loved music. I mean, my fondest memories as a 4-year-old are listening to Van Halen.
Yeah. Started you off right.
Yeah, I grew up with all those bands: Van Halen, Iron Maiden, Judas Priest. So I was always around it, but I was always actually a competitive ice hockey player my whole life.
Oh wow!
I was very competitive, like keeping up on. Like actually, one of my teammates that I played with as a kid is projected to go first overall in the NHL draft next year, which is just like
really.
Oh my goodness! Like I knew he was doing good, but then I saw that like the other day that he's like projected that high. I'm like, holy crap! But anyway. So, yeah, I always grew up with, like, a competitive ice hockey player, but then I got a really bad concussion that sidelined me for quite a while. And during that time, I kind of, I would sit in my room with the lights out because it's just, like, even the bright would, like, hurt too much.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I need something to do, like, because I can't really be on my phone too much. I can't really look at a screen. I need something. And that's kind of where the guitar came along. You know, I just started picking it up, started playing it a bit. One thing led to another, and that was really it. I just fell in love.
Yeah, awesome.
What position did you play in hockey?
I was a left wing.
Left wing. Okay.
Better
I played
than
a lot of
left out.
goalie. As you can tell, I played without a mask, but I played a lot of goalie.
God bless you. God bless you. That is a hard position to play, my friend.
Yeah, you got to be nuts to play goalie. To have people out
Oh.
there shooting a round frozen disc at you at 100 miles an hour. But
That
I want to ask you
explains a
about the
lot, Fred.
school. Yes, I know. I want to explain or ask about the School of Rock because my wife was in the School of Rock as a singer. She's now doing something different. But I know the School of Rock was pretty structured. Did they let you kind of go off and do a little bit of jamming on your own, or did you have to keep that little 3-minute window on all songs?
Yeah. This is what I will say. School Rock was really great for helping me find my footing and, you know, getting me comfortable with guitar. But after a while, if you're looking to be, you know, what we do, the structure isn't going to help. It's just it's a little bit too structured. It keeps you in a box, and when you kind of venture outside that box, because I did it quite a few times, and that's not me being a disrespectful person or anything. Like people took it across that way, but it was never that. It was just like, you know,
Right.
I know I have fun with music, and I know what I'm capable of doing, but it's a little too structured, and people seem to, you know, maybe not love that in certain aspects. I guess it depends on what school you go to. You know what I mean? In this case, the one I went to, they were very about structure. So after a while, it was like, this was great, but I had to just, you know, I had to get out of it after a while because it was like you said, it's very structured, and I, you know, as a musician who wants to, you know, experiment or just be, you know, have a different kind of sort of mentality, it's a little tough.
Right.
But, yeah, no, it's great for
especially-
starting out.
Especially if you're a headbanger and they want you to do a Billy Joel song or a Lionel Richie song. You kind of got to go along with the
I have no
program.
problem with that, my friend. I have no problem with that. But it's like, you know, there's certain aspects where it's like, you know, you have to do this, you have to do that. It's like, I'm not really into that. I'm not really into getting told. And like, you know, I will say this too. One reason why I didn't really go back to playing hockey competitive is because, honestly, at heart, I'm not really a competitive person. I just like having fun.
Right.
I'm just like, you know, like, it's fun. Competition's always good, but I like having fun. And it kind of like, I noticed in that system that, you know, and this is, by the way, I just want to say this. I'm not bashing School Rock in any way. I think it's great. It's a great system.
Right. Oh, absolutely.
Yes, it is. Oh,
But
yeah, it is.
I
Absolutely.
just noticed maybe with the people I was surrounded by, it was a very much competitive atmosphere, which I didn't really want to be in. Because, you know, it doesn't inspire you to be better. It inspires you to be better than someone else. And for me, you know, I live by that whole, you know, comparison is the thief of joy. Why am I going to keep comparing myself to this person? Just focus on me.
Right.
Well said.
So then I'm going to assume it's probably a pretty simple question. Who were some of your major guitar influences growing up? I'm sure Eddie was right there, right?
Eddie was right there. Eddie is probably my biggest. Him, just to name a few, and then there's one who is very special to me. Eddie was one. Warren DeMartini. I mean, I have like a Warren thing right there because I'm a nut. I really loved Archie from Santa Cruz. He's a beast. I know they don't really play too much anymore, but there were a lot of 80s guys. Paul Gilbert is a big one, Jason Becker. But for me, the one of the biggest is a guitar player named Jackie Vincent. He was in a band, Falling Reverse. And Jackie, I actually taught under Jackie for a year and a half. And he was the greatest teacher. Like, I can't give the guy enough credit. He helped me get to a level that I thought I would never achieve. You know, and I still talk to the guy to this day. He's just one of the most kind-hearted people I think I've ever met, and just he's done me wonders. So awesome. You know, he was always one that stood out to me too.
Cool,
very cool.
Right. And you know, one of the great things that the School of Rock does is it just gives people stage time. I mean, you need that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well,
And it
that's
gives you a kind of a quasi feeling of what it's like to be in a band. At least people supporting you and your friends giving you shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
yeah,
The
exactly.
rival band thing, who's your other buddies,
Yeah,
but-
yeah, no, but I think you're right in the
I think
sense
it's a
that
good thing.
it does
People are
put you on
playing
face.
music.
Yeah.
Yeah. All those
So-
cool things are great.
So, Mike, what's touring looking like for you guys coming up?
We do got something local in New Jersey on August 4th at the Landis Theater. And then, like I think I mentioned before, we have that festival in France,
Mhm.
and then the day after, and then we got the Doro tour at the end of the year.
Oh, that's right. Okay, yeah, you did mention that.
So far, now since the album's coming out tomorrow, we're hopefully going to get some more bookings for next year, and even in like soon. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the Doro tour, is that Europe only, or is she doing the
Yeah.
States as well? Okay.
Yeah, it starts in December, but she's going out with Alice Cooper doing arenas in
Okay.
October.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, she's doing Germany, and they asked her because she's a big draw in Germany. you
Oh,
know?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that was if we could talk about that tour, I can't say enough. It was amazing. Everything about it. Right down to the hospitality, to the musicians, to the stage manager, to the tour manager. It was amazing. Even our sound checks. I mean, we were able to do an hour sound check or more if we wanted. It was just great.
Awesome. Yeah.
You know?
I've never heard a complaint about anyone working with Dora Petch.
Yeah, she's top
Yeah.
shelf. Yeah.
Never.
Yep.
'Cause
Her-
you hear that shit pretty quick.
Yeah, and the musicians too. I mean, they were in the venue at like whatever, I don't know. Well, the bus shows up at like 9-10 o'clock. They
Yeah.
start there, they get the stage ready, all the props, get everything, whatever, the stage guys, and then they sound check maybe an hour, and they're done by like 4, sometimes 3, and then we go up, and doors don't open till 8 o'clock. Then we're eating lunch. The lunch is like from here, 50 yards down. You got every bread, every cheese, every meat, every. I mean, every dessert. This is lunch. Then all of a sudden, comes in. Hey, you got your personal chef. A lot of times on. I mean, this is what this is
Yeah.
what I like. So food's great. You eat good. They treat you well, and can't say enough.
Awesome. Yeah. I'm glad
Mike, when
Johnny
you're
D's
touring-
done for- yeah.
When you're touring, Mike, how do you guys settle in on a set list? Do you try to keep it with more to current stuff, or do you like to dig deep and go back to some of the earlier albums?
Well, we have to do Toxic Rain, The River, because those are the ones that put us on the map when it first came out. But we definitely playing at least 4 songs we did on the last tour. We did 4 new songs off the new album. Now, I really think we should incorporate the song Rain somehow. It's a very epic, ballad kind of song. But yeah, we're putting them all together. We play some songs off the last album, and got to play the classics. People come to the shows expecting to hear the classics.
Yeah.
When we
And
don't,
do you play? Because I got to ask this. Do you play the Carpenters' Superstar song that you guys did? And how did you guys settle in on doing a Carpenters song on Face This Burn?
oh man, well, I just wanted to do it, and Jim Harris just didn't think it was a good idea. He's like, "That's a terrible idea." I'm like, "Oh man, I love the song, and I love her voice. I don't care." I'm gonna
Right.
I did it when I had this solo thing going on called Rising 5. I don't know if it goes over well live. There's a lot of songs that are better on, recorded, and
Sure.
then when you play them live, you gotta see what goes over.
Right.
I would love to sing it. I love the song. So
Yeah.
she was great. What a
Oh,
voice!
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
She was amazing. Yeah.
Great drummer too, right? I mean, yeah. Yeah.
Unbelievable. But she was
And a
believing.
trumpet player.
Yeah.
What?
And a trumpet player.
Oh, was she?
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a
I didn't
talent!
know that.
I didn't know.
the amount of albums those two sold, you know?
Oh yeah.
Holy, I can't even imagine. I mean, they were the hottest thing on the planet. You remember that?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Her voice was so smooth; it would like melt you.
It was. Yeah.
Yeah, that's. I said, you know what? Let me try it. Whatever. You know, I'm not 100% happy the way I sang it. I could have did something different, I think, but hey, that's the music business, right?
That's it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I always thought that'd be a great metal album to take pop songs and make them heavy songs like Jesse's Girl. I always thought Jesse's Girl would make a great hard rock song, and maybe take a Lionel Richie song, make it a hard rock heavy metal song. I'm
Dancing
sure
on the
people
Ceiling.
out there have tried it, but
You know who you have to check out is Leo Morciali, if you've seen him.
Oh, he's
Yeah.
great. Yeah, we've covered
Oh,
him.
he
He's
does-
fantastic.
Oh my
Yeah,
god!
he does.
What song did he did? What song was it? It'll come to me. But he did a song, and I remember just listening to it and being like, "This is so." Oh, Everybody Wants to Rule the World. He did that,
yeah.
and I remember just listening to it, and he even added like a breakdown to it, where it's like dun 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 dun, dun.
Nice.
Like he was odd timing it. It was like one of the best like metal covers of a pop song I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Vince will throw that on our Monday metal segment every once in a while. He'll throw me one of those.
Yeah. Yeah, because Fred will
Nice to
only
surprise
listen. Mike, Fred will only listen to heavy metal specifically, so I have to
'Cause it
trick
says it
him
right there.
into
It says
into
metalhead.
listening to other genres,
Yeah.
but I'll have to cloak it in metal.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Told him he's barking down.
It's like trying to-
60,
It's like trying to
67
give your
years old,
dog a
I'm not
pill.
gonna-
You
I'm
put
not
it in a
gonna
piece of
change
cheese,
now.
you know?
It's
Stick
like
it
giving
out.
a kid fish and telling you it's chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, back in the
Someday.
day, like when the Carpenters were on, it was great because you would have that song would play, you know, the Carpenters would play, and the next song would be like everything was on one station,
Yeah.
you know, and
Oh,
people
yeah.
got exposed to, like, you know, it'd be
All
from
kinds of music,
Frank
yeah.
Sinatra to, you know, Bee Gees to Deep Purple to, you know, Vanilla Fudge. I don't get it.
Freddie Fender.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everything just became more and more marginalized and split up, and you know.
Yeah, I tell you, Disturbed did a good job on some of their remix.
Oh yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Even the Genesis one or Phil Collins one,
Yeah.
Land of Confusion. Holy
Right.
shit!
Oh yeah.
Draven's voice. God, that's
Yeah.
strong.
And of
Yeah.
course, Sound of Silence went.
Awesome.
It's got
That
like
was viral.
2 billion views. It was like in the Olympics, and
Wow.
they did it. Yeah, that was.
They knocked it out of the park, though. It was really great.
Yeah,
That's the
Killington Pit's done a couple of just fantastic
Yeah.
covers.
Yeah,
Riding
yeah.
on the Killington Pit.
Yeah.
Oh,
We
yeah.
had Terry Leroy. He came on the show. It's Terry sings, and it's
The bass player from Alice.
and drummer from Evanescence, Will Hunt.
Yeah, and
Drums.
guitar player from Evan. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic.
And Terry's an upstate New York guy. He's out in well, I just blanked on this town, but yeah, like Western New York, I think. Yeah,
Yeah,
could be-
Jason grew up in the
Roscoe, upstate in the Catskills.
the Catskills.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, Mike, I'm going to put you on the spot here, Mike. Give me your 4 singers that you would put on
There
your
you go.
heavy metal Mount Rushmore.
It's easy with heavy metal. I could do that. Uh-oh. I hear the police is coming.
That was, oh my God, that was hilarious.
I thought they came and got
Somebody tried to call me in the middle of.
Oh my
You got
God,
me?
that was funny. Yeah,
Comedic timing.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
you're good. No, you're good.
Hold
you're
on.
Good. You're good. You're good.
Yeah.
I can hear you. Oh,
Hello.
you're good.
Yeah, we
You're
got
good.
you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't hear you.
Oh,
Huh.
Oh, he can't hear us now.
This is a
1, 2,
flattering angle.
check. 1, 2, check.
Check 1, 2. Check 1, 2.
Hold on.
No worries.
Somebody
Put that on
called
the
me
dating
and now I
profile.
can't hear. You guys. Hello.
Hello.
1 2 check.
You got us
1
now.
2
Oh man.
1 2 check. Let's see.
Oh, now you're on.
1 2.
Okay, now you should be able to.
Can you hear us now or no? Guess not.
1 2 check. 1. He's working on it.
I don't hear you.
Go in and go
I might have
out.
to sign back in or something.
Yeah.
1 2. Yeah.
So then we'll ask Mickey. Mickey, I know School of Rock, but were you in any bands at all besides School of Rock or besides Holy Mother?
Oh yeah. So I left School Rock and I started my own thing up right away. We were doing the Mickey Licks Band, which is me, and drummer Steve McQueen. And we were playing out maybe once, twice a month, and we had some really fun gigs. I mean, we got to open for some good bands. We opened for Randy Jackson once. We got to open for Stephen Pearcy as of recent. We opened for the Killer.
Oh, really?
So we did. It was a lot of fun, and we still do it. I still write with it. It's just Holy Mother's become a very big part of what I do now. That it's like
Sure.
finding time. I tend to concentrate more of my time for Holy Mother than I do for my original project, just because it's what is getting a lot of traction. So you just kind of have to focus on what's getting the traction. But I still
sure.
write. I still enjoy. The Mickey Licks Band will kind of play once. We'll kind of do one-off gigs here and there. Like, oh, this person needs an opening. Okay, we'll do it. Yeah, here and there. But like as far as like if the band will ever tour, I don't know if the Mickey Licks Band would ever tour. But we still have we have a lot of fun, and it's always a good thing. But yeah, I played with that, and I still play with that. And we just do I do things on and off here. I'm with a singer named Jill Joya. She does a lot of stuff on the island, which is fun. We played like good gigs. Like we played an amphitheater last summer. There are like a lot of good gigs, but I do those two, and then I do a lot of hired hand work.
Mm-hmm.
So if someone needs me, I'll pick up the phone, and if it sounds right, yeah, I'll do it.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
So,
That's gotta be a lot of fun.
how do you like doing that? Like swap, like maybe hopping in genre to genre?
Oh,
Or
I love it.
do you take something that you've never done before just to do it?
I love being a hired hand. I have to say it's nice because it's like you're your own self-sustained unit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
Sustaining unit. Like you are like no one can control what you're doing. Only you do. You're your own boss, basically.
Right.
I like that.
Absolutely. Well, a lot of people don't get that about entertainment in itself,
Yeah.
Well, you do keep yourself quite busy, especially when you were doing the pre-games with the Islanders with Jill and everything, Jill Joya. How does that come about, and how do you get? I mean, you play a lot of acoustic stuff when you're out with her.
Yes. Well, so that gig in particular, that was with a band she's with called The Mystic, and they asked me if I would like guest with them because they know I'm a huge Islander fan. So I was like, oh, of course, like no, of course I'll do that. But yeah, I mean, with Jill, we do a lot of acoustic. I mean, and then we do some like. It seems like we do a lot of acoustic in the winter and then a lot of electric in the summer. Because it kind of just, the seasons change and it rotates. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, with that, I mean, we keep ourselves busy, but it's always a lot of fun. And, it's always, like, good to be playing, I believe. Even if it's, like, something like acoustic, which I wouldn't say is necessarily what I'm known for by any means. But
I was going to say that takes a lot of versatility because you do all the trio and you join in with Mystic and you play your acoustic. Then I see you out with your band or with Holy Mother, and it's like a totally different attitude. So, and you're all over the stage doing your acrobatics on the stage. So,
yeah, it's fun. It trains you to be versatile, which is always a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I love the description on your website. How they described you. You're a pure display guitar hero, with your outrageous playing and your flamboyant good looks takes you to the top. You gotta love that description.
Thank you.
I'm
Absolutely.
really hoping you guys get out to the Midwest this year or late this
Yeah,
year. I'd
you know,
love to
it's,
see you guys.
There's a lot of talks about a couple of dates trying to get. So, we're always taking into account, well, where do we have fans, because our following is very hugely in Europe. So it's mainly trying to now get our market here more,
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's
Yeah,
crazy
American-
is my wife, I told you, used to be in School of Rock. She's now in Garage Band. I don't know if you heard of Garage Band. Her instructor has an album out, and they're huge in Germany. They're nothing
Wow.
here, but they're huge in Germany, and they're touring Germany later this year.
Awesome.
And isn't that crazy? I mean, nothing here, and they're right here in the local. Somehow
Yeah.
they got big in Germany, so they're going to tour Germany. So you go where the sales are.
Oh,
which is
absolutely.
great.
Yeah, I would be very happy if 1 billion people in India watched this broadcast.
Yeah.
I don't care where the 1 billion views come from. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
Right on. You know.
Well, I noticed with my analytics, I get a lot of countries that I know that I have fans in, but then there'll also be ones that I'm like, really? Like I have like fans there? Like
Yeah.
like ones that I expect are here, Canada, Germany, Croatia. I know I have a following.
Yeah, we were we were number 4 comedy talk show in Senegal, Africa. That's the best statistic ever.
That is awesome.
It's like 4 people in one village watching, you know
Right.
what I'm saying?
On one phone.
Yeah. I'm like, that's
It's
great.
good on the resume. It's good
Yeah.
on the resume.
Yeah, do like the whole thing, fly in like to do a show, and it's all, hey, what do you do? Hey,
Thank you, Senegal.
Yeah,
Oh, geez.
it's a Senegal
So,
version
Mickey,
of me, Jason, and Rob. And
So
Fred,
your
just
dad,
like-
they said, was a shredder too. So is he in the band now? Is he currently in a band? Is
No,
still
he
jamming?
doesn't. He doesn't play live. He didn't. Honestly, even back in the day, he didn't play live too much. He was just very big into the retail part of guitar, and then he's like a master luthier. It's impressive.
Oh, right on.
How good he is at fixing guitars. It's pretty ridiculous. He does them in 2 seconds.
Nice.
Jason is a guitar builder.
Oh, very cool.
I mess around a little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
But so yeah, he didn't play out too much. Now he just kind of enjoys everything that's going on with Holy Mother and everything. Oh, very nice.
See, I just play around. Yeah. You build really cool guitars, dude. But okay, so what were your favorite bands coming up?
Oof. Favorite bands growing up. Well, Maiden and Van Halen were 2 big ones. I really liked Santa Cruz. Stuff Judas Priest. I was a big Pantera fan.
Mm.
A band that I got into for my first concert I ever saw was Iron Maiden, but the opening for Iron Maiden was Ghost.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I got very into Ghost. Ghost was a band that I was like, ooh, like it's good. It's like poppy and it's good rock. It's
Yeah.
Yeah, and they have like interesting storytelling going on as well. It's kind of like the poppier version of King Diamond.
Yeah. Right.
exactly. But then
Yeah.
as I got older, I discovered bands like Rat, White Lion, like a lot of those 80s bands, Extreme, and just kind of went from there.
Nice.
Right on.
I
Right
am,
on.
as the title says here, a metalhead, so that's all I listen to. But if I had to pick a band or an artist that's not metal, that you said, who you like, my choice would be, and I hate to admit this, would be Richard Marx. There's something about Richard Marx' songwriting that I love. So, Mickey, who would somebody you like that we wouldn't guess?
The artist that I like that you wouldn't guess. I have a lot. Because to be honest, I go through metal kicks and then I don't. I mean, like for instance, my favorite genre is power metal. Power metal is my thing. I love power metal. But lately, like artists that you couldn't guess that I love. Michael Bublé. Love Michael Bublé.
Nice.
Okay.
Like I like Michael Bublé, Dean Martin, big Steely Dan fan. I like
Oh,
Steely,
Wow.
yeah, absolutely.
Steely Dan. What was I? Oh, John. I'm a big John Mayer guy. I will admit
Yeah.
that. there's so many bands that I'm into that are just not metal, but I'm just like, this is
Yeah. That's rad, man. That's that's where it's at. You got to get a little bit of everything. in
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Totally.
Absolutely.
All right, let's go back to hockey for a second. Who you want to see win the cup?
Oh, that's tough. I have to say, I'm rooting for the Panthers.
All right.
Because of the conference.
Just because it's tough because I want to see I wouldn't mind the Oilers winning, but I'm glad they knocked out the Rangers. I'm an Islander fan, and
Yeah.
if the Rangers won the cup, I'd have to go into hiding. So for me, it's very much. I think I'm going for the Panthers. They're always a fun team to watch, and it's even if they don't win, I'm still going to be glued to the TV every game because it's just.
Yeah, it's been fantastic. I'm pulling for Edmonton. I like McDavid a lot, and I like Draisaitl, but if Florida wins it, that'd be fine too. I mean, we're in Chicago, so our Blackhawks have been struggling quite a bit lately. But you said your friend is might be the number 1 pick overall.
Yes, his name is James Higgins. You got to look it up. It was like it's crazy. I was like, oh my god! Like I haven't talked to him in like a long time, but I was like, holy crap! But things are looking up in Chicago, though. You guys got Bedard. Everything's you got to win a class.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I hope so.
There you are.
There he is.
What the hell happened? How would I? You know how many times I tried to load it up and I came up as my own guest?
Wow.
Oh, shit. That's my own guy.
Wow.
Technology. It's good and bad, right?
This was like really difficult to get into your meeting for some reason. Every time we come up as
That's weird.
I know. And
Yeah,
why?
because
I
usually
don't know why
StreamYard's
I'm
like one of the
not
easiest.
And you
Yeah.
can hear us?
Yeah, I got you. You got me?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my god, I'm gonna need a drink after that one.
Yeah. I thought you
Anyway,
were gone there for a minute.
The
There.
question was my 4 top heavy metal singers, right?
Oh
Yes.
yeah. Yes.
Yeah, we
You
forgot.
said it was easy. You said it was easy.
Okay, ready? Obviously, you'll know that Ronnie James Dio is my number 1.
All right.
I guess Rob Halford would be number 2.
Mm.
Mhm.
Number 3 would be probably David Coverdale.
Mm.
Okay.
You guys are just saying,
All
All right.
day.
But they're all
I'm with you on the first. I'm with you on the
What
first
do you
two.
want us to say?
I actually saw that coming because I hear you sing them. So
yeah.
I knew that was
And
coming.
then 4, I guess we can go with
Lemmy.
Yeah, Lemmy. Right? It's really tough, the 4th one. It really is, because
I think you.
I always liked Jeff Tate back in the
Yeah.
day.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then I also liked, there's so many great singers, man. Gosh.
Right.
Oh, Mike. Okay, either Bruce Dickinson or Ozzy Osbourne.
I was
You
gonna
gotta
say
throw
Bruce
one of them in
Dickinson.
there.
I like Bruce. Yeah, Bruce was great. God, but Ozzy,
Yeah.
Ozzy was just so melodic with all his songs, man. I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Really, really great. So I guess, another great singer that nobody really hears anymore or gives
John
credit
Oliva?
to. No. Ray Gillen. Love
Oh,
Ray.
yeah.
Oh yeah, from Badlands. Yes.
Yeah, he was amazing.
One of my
Yeah.
favorites.
Amazing.
I got on my list
One of the
the guy
best
that I'm
songs
seeing
ever.
Saturday night, Sebastian Bach. I love
Sebastian's great.
early
Yeah.
Sebastian, and I hope he doesn't go off on the audience like he's been going off Saturday
Yeah.
night.
You might.
He's been kind of ripping
You
into
never know.
everybody.
Yeah, get a piece of me.
Sebastian, it's okay, bro. Relax.
Okay, right?
It's okay. Yeah. So so Mount Rushmore, me, it's Tate, Michael Sweet, the dude from Rob Halford, and the dude from Grim Reaper.
Oh, Steve.
Oh,
Grimmett.
Grim
Steve
Reaper.
Grimmett.
Yeah.
Steve Grimmett.
Yeah, Steve Grimmett. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
I
I
was not
love that
expecting
band.
a Grim Reaper pick.
I was
Yeah,
a big
man, what a great band. But all right. So the new album comes out tomorrow.
Midnight.
Oh, at midnight, which is tomorrow.
Yeah.
My friend. But yeah, it's so funny, you know, that to know people so long, you know, like these guys, like we can just bust each other's balls just by looking at each other. You know what I mean? But all right, so new album, go grab it.
Rise,
Please,
Holy Mother.
Yeah,
please.
you can find it at holymotherband.com. These guys really know what the hell they're doing, and you will not be sorry that your ears are bleeding when you have this cranked to 27. Because it's really good, and
Great
you guys
record,
are fantastic, man. Great job, Mike.
Thank
Great
you.
band. Great job, Mickey. Thank you
Thank
guys for coming on. We appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And we will
Thank
see you again. And anytime you guys want to promote something, you're more than welcome, man. Living
Come
room's
on
yours.
anytime.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
All right.
Thank you,
We'll
guys.
see you, everybody. Love your brothers. We'll see you guys
All right.
next time on Creativity Talking.